Hey, it's been a while. Um, Tonight I'm sitting here and I've thought about writing for a while now, and it's like I don't know why I stopped. Like I haven't journaled in like 2 months. There's just been a lot going on, and like writing is the one thing that kind of keeps me grounded. Um, but anyway, so tonight I was like, I've got some time to myself. Breck is at, or the kid, sorry, is at a sleepover, and I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna fuck around with ChatGPT because I'm so tired of talking about AI, thinking about AI, listening about AI. But yeah, I use it, and I put in this whole story about something that happened like really recently in like these health and wellness communities, and everyone is starting one now. Everyone is wanting to monetize it now. It's like, oh, people need help. Let's charge them a monthly subscription. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it. Like we all have to make a living. You know what I do know that. Um, but whenever you start going to your friends and saying like, "Hey, I've started this thing that I really want you to be a part of it, but like it's gonna cost, it's only $100 a month," and it's like, okay, like I want to support. Anyway, it's this whole long thing that I'm not gonna get into, but put it all into chat and I hate the way that it's written, so like I would never like post this anywhere. But just for me to like get out what I'm feeling right now and like to touch on what I've been feeling for years, um, that it came up with this. And so I didn't even like read the whole thing in the beginning. Oh, here we go. It's not super long. But I am going to read it because I think it's very important. And I think that anybody who is feeling like they're the problem, but cannot escape this like crazy feeling that they have whenever they step into rooms like this, I think that that person can probably like relate to this a bit. So chat titled it "I'm Not Lost," and it's like, okay, like that's cool, whatever. Um, so, and this is me. This is like, um, input, output. Like I put in the context. But I'm not lost. And I've spent years around healing culture: yoga studios, women's circles, recovery rooms, coaching communities, spiritual groups, self development spaces, long enough to learn the language, long enough to become fluent in words like alignment, authenticity, abundance, nervous system regulation, shadow work, inner child, sacred feminine, and holding space. Ooh, another one. Long enough to realize that language and wisdom are not the same thing. For a while, I thought my discomfort meant there was something wrong with me. I would sit in circles listening to people speak with absolute certainty about healing and transformation and wonder why I felt so disconnected from it. Everyone else seemed to understand the script. Everyone else seemed moved by the language. Everyone else seemed to know something that I didn't, or so I thought. Over time, I started noticing something. The words changed depending on the room, but the hierarchy never did. And that's like the big thing for me is this hierarchy, authority. Ugh. Gosh, sorry I'm making all these faces. I just like I'm literally like repulsed by it. There was always someone who positioned themselves as the one who knew: the teacher, the guide, the sponsor, the healer, the person with special access to truth, and everyone else became students. I don't think most, Juno, you good? I don't think most of these people are malicious. In fact, many of them genuinely want to help, or at least they start out that way. But somewhere along the way, helping can become something else. A subtle belief begins to emerge that other people need your interpretation of their experience more than they need their own. that your role is not to walk beside them, but to lead them, that your wisdom grants you special access to who they really are. What a crock of shit. I've encountered this dynamic in yoga communities, recovery spaces, coaching circles, and women's groups, and I am not exaggerating. Like, I've been there, done that, you know? The details are different, the energy is the same, and what bothered me wasn't that people wanted to teach. It was the assumption that they understood me better than I understand myself. I can't count the number of times I've walked away from these interactions wondering if I was the problem. Maybe I wasn't evolved enough. Maybe I wasn't healed enough. Maybe I wasn't open enough. And that was the thing too, I had some problem with vulnerability. I've been thinking that about myself for years now, and I don't think that I have a problem with vulnerability. I'm probably going to post this on YouTube for whoever to watch. You know what I mean? Anyway, face to face, that took me a couple of years, in person vulnerability, having conversations, tough ones, sure, that takes practice. Anyway, okay, so I wasn't evolved enough. Maybe I wasn't healed enough. Maybe I wasn't open enough. Maybe my resistance was just another wound that needed fixing. It took me years to consider another possibility. Maybe I was simply paying attention. Maybe the discomfort wasn't trauma. Maybe it was discernment. Recently, someone asked me if I no longer wanted them to keep me accountable to myself. The question was meant as a criticism. Instead, it clarified everything, because underneath the question was an assumption that I required their guidance to remain connected to myself, that without their influence, I might drift off course, that they occupied some position of authority over my own experience. And the irony is that I know myself extraordinarily well. I've had to. I survived alcoholism. I've rebuilt my life. I've sat in enough rooms, read enough books, chased enough answers, continue to chase answers, that will never stop, and examined enough of my own bullshit to know when something feels true and when it doesn't. What finally exhausts me about healing culture isn't the language, it's the quiet arrogance, the assumption that wisdom always announces itself, the belief that the person speaking most confidently must be the one who sees most clearly, the tendency to mistake guidance for superiority. And I'm no longer interested in people who tell me who I am. I'm interested in people who are curious enough to find out. The greatest teachers I've ever encountered didn't make me feel dependent on them. They made me trust myself more. The healthiest friendships I've had didn't require me to become a student. They required me to become fully myself. For years, I thought my discomfort in these spaces meant I needed more healing. Now I wonder if it was trying to tell me something else. That I'm not lost, and maybe I'm just noticing. Man, I don't even know half of what I just read, so I'm gonna go and reflect on that. It's a long video, so if you stayed for all of this, thank you so much.